I can't believe that I made it through a full month of training. I'm pretty excited about it. So, as you know, I'm doing the Garmin Coach plan, and the first run that they had me set up to do was a benchmark run. Makes sense? It was just a 5-minute run, and the plan there is just push as hard as you can, and I pushed as hard as I could. So I did that 5 minutes in a 9:51 pace, and I was beat by the end of it. So over the next 4 weeks, I spent a lot of time increasing the length of my runs. I went from that initial 5 minutes all the way up to an hour and 17 minutes. Pretty good if you ask me. So that in distance means I went from about a half a mile up to 4 miles. And if you count the warm up and cool down, which I do, I mean, I'm running for those times, that means my longest run was 5.33 miles. Now, I had to back off a lot on my pace to make all this work. And so my very first long run that I did was a mile, and I did it in 11:07. My longest run at 4 miles, I did that in 13:38. Now, I do think that I could have run that 4 mile faster. In fact, I know I could have. By the time I got halfway through, I started feeling like, man, I feel great. I should be running faster. So I picked up the pace. But even by the time I was done, I wasn't exhausted. I didn't feel like I had totally, pushed myself to death. So that's a little bit, a little bit more that I could work on. But man, if it isn't obvious already, I am pretty awesome at this. If you want to learn how to run slower, then absolutely follow me. I can help you with it. But seriously, my first reaction to seeing what has happened to my pace over this month was to think that kind of sucks. But I think the reality is that that's not really fair to the gains that I did make. And when I think back on it, if I tried to do a 4 or 5 mile run the end of last year, there's no way. There's no way. Not a chance. But now those distances feel pretty doable. And that's pretty exciting for me. So this next month, February, I'm going to work on my pace. I'm going to see what I can do about slowly kind of just bringing that up a bit. See if I can get done with these runs a little bit faster. Of course, that could change. One thing with the Garmin Coach is that I don't know what my workouts are going to be until they're a week out. Everything beyond that just says stay tuned for more details. So they may have some really long runs on deck for me. I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for now, my plan is I'm going to work on my pace. I don't really know what kind of a goal is realistic, but I do know that goals are important. So the goal that I'm going to make is to run sometime during this month, before the end of February, a 4 or 5 mile length run with a 12-minute pace. That's my goal. I think I can do it if I try. So, mistakes this month, really just the one. But it was kind of a big one. In the beginning, especially, I was just trying to do too much. Specifically with all the extra walking that I was doing, morning, lunchtime, evening, all of that. It was fun to do. It made me feel good. It helped me, kind of feel involved in the process, and helped me kind of stay excited about everything. But it caused a lot of problems. So if I was doing it all over, I think I would reduce the amount of walking that I was doing. I don't think it would take a lot. If I reduced it a little and probably skip the lunch walks completely, definitely the ones in the sandals, I think that's all I would have needed to avoid all the shin pain. You know, I could have let my legs kind of, develop a little bit better, get my calves and my shins a little bit stronger, and probably would not have had any issues, I'm thinking. I mean, maybe I could have spent the month working on pacing instead of this last half of the month rehabbing. Oh well, I'm not living in the past. I'm moving forward. And speaking of which, I'm to the point where I feel like I need to add another set in my weights. So I've seen, sort of going with the theme, I've seen minor gains in reps and weight in pretty much everything. And I'm due again for another increase kind of across the board. So I don't know. I don't really know when it started, but I started thinking about adding a new set. And as soon as it got in my head, it got stuck. I can't get it out. So this month I'm going to add something new. I don't know for sure yet what to add. Kind of thinking hanging leg raises. That sounds like fun to me. I'd have to add a pull-up bar to the shed, but I mean, I could do that tomorrow. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know if you have any suggestions. I'd love to hear them. Let's see, what else? Oh, weight. Yeah, that's a big one. The beginning part of this month, or the first half of this month, I told you I had gained 6 pounds. Well, I'm down 4 pounds now, which really means I'm still up 2 pounds. But it's still a win. I'm pretty happy with it. So I said a couple of weeks ago that I'm just going to assume that that weight gain was a temporary thing, and I thought I'd see it come down again. Well, I think that's what I'm seeing. I really haven't made any changes in diet, and in fact, I'm walking less than I was before. So you'd think that would translate into a little bit of weight gain, or maybe just kind of staying the same. But weight's coming down a little. So I think that's what we're seeing. I think it's just that temporary fluctuation in, letting my body kind of get used to the new training plan. And I'm just going to assume that the system's primed now and the weight's going to start coming off. Maybe not super fast, but that's kind of my assumption. I have noticed that over the last week or so, I really haven't been as hungry as I was before. So again, I think this all kind of fits in together. I think this is, I just needed some weeks of doing this training plan to really just get my system used to it. And I think that's where I'm at now. So that's pretty much it for January. I'm pretty happy with how the month has gone. I've got just shy of 3 months, 87 days to be exact, until my race. I'm feeling good. So let me know what you're working on, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one.